Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm swatching the much awaited, much in demand, the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is what the outer packaging looks like, which is just a cardboard casing similar to the Urban Decay Naked 1 palette, and also this velvet kind of packaging material on top, which can get dirty quite easily, again similar to the Naked original palette. On the back here are ingredients for the eyeshadows. Then when you open the palette, you do get a small mirror in there and the screen. And you do also get this dual-ended brush. Sorry, I've used it so it's dirty. You have one side which is kind of a flat end brush, and the other side is this fluffy blending sort of brush. It's quite functional. I do like the brush. Now let's have a closer look at the eyeshadows. I would say this palette is a mixture of matte and some shimmery shades. Definitely you have 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that are shimmer, while the rest of the palette is quite matte, which I personally do like. Now as far as the range of colors are concerned, you do have quite a bit of these neutral tones that you can use as a transition for blending shade, or also crease shades for lighter skin tones. But you also do get these beautiful pop of colors such as this burnt orange color, and also these magenta and these red and burgundy kind of shades. It's quite unique, and I've not seen these shades in other palettes that I own, so that's what drew me to this palette in the first place. You also have these lighter shades for all over lid color, or also as inner corner highlight or brow bone highlight, etc. So let's start with the swatches. The first shade is this peach color called Tempera, which is a matte shade. Second is a light tan shade called Golden Ochre or Golden Ochre. It's very similar to my skin tone. The third shade is a light paint toned champagne-y shimmer shade called Vermeer. Looks like this. Very smooth. The fourth one is this dull lavender shade called Beyond Fresco. Don't want to butcher these. The next is a purple bronze shade, I would say. It's called Antique Bronze. It reminds me of a MAC eyeshadow called Twinks, I believe. Again, good pigmentation for all eyeshadows so far. The next shade is this fuchsia pink called Love Letter. Beautiful color. And the last is this deep brown called Cypress Umber. Again, the top row is beautiful. I like all of them except this lavender shade. Moving on to the second row. The first one is this tan yellow brown color called Raw Sienna. It looks like this. This will make a good transition shade. The next one is orangey brown called Burnt Orange. The next shade is a light gold called Primavera. The shade next to it is a burnt reddish burgundy shade called Red Ochre. It's like a brick color, I would say. Shade next to it is a rosy burgundy shade called Venetian Red. The next shade is a cool toned taupey shade called Warm Taupe. Similar to Omega, I think, by MAC. And the last shade, which is probably one of my favorites in the palette, is a nice orange shade called Realgar, I don't know. Beautiful burnt orange color. So here you have it, the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette all swatched out. Stunning array of both matte and some shimmery shades. I do think I would recommend this to anybody who has a true love for these warm shades like these pinks, reds, oranges, which are unusual. I don't see a lot of palettes with those kind of shades. The pigmentation is beautiful and the shadows blend really well. And I think there's a great assortment of shades for all skin tones, from the lightest to the deepest skin tones. Will definitely get some use out of this palette. Now, do you absolutely need it? Of course the answer is no, because I'm sure you already own some eyeshadow palettes. But if you're just starting off, you want a good palette which has both neutrals and also these pop of colors, then I would highly recommend purchasing this or looking into this. But go into your local Sephora, swatch this out and see how you like these shades and how these translate on your skin tone. And also try and think of looks that can incorporate these tricky shadows to work with, especially these, because typically reddish pinkish tones tend to make the eye look sick almost, depending on how or where you place the shades. So that's something you might want to consider. But overall, I really love the quality of the eyeshadows. This is the first palette from Anastasia that I've purchased and I'm very impressed. The only negative I would say is that for many of these shadows, when you do dip your brush in to the shadows, you do get some fallout, but I don't know, I mean, I'm fine with that. I just tap off the brush on the side and that takes care of that and you don't get the fallout on your face. Just be light-handed if you do decide to get this palette. So I hope this video was helpful to some of you, especially those of you who asked me to do a review for this palette. Thank you again so much for watching, and if you liked this video and if it was helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!